Hello, everybody, as one of my friends likes to say. Today we're going to be doing something a little bit different. What we're going to be showing you today is how to catch a friendly faction ship without losing any faction points. It's been normally noted that when you do capture a ship, you start grinding away from it, you'll lose faction points. That means they'll be pissed off at you. You might get the space pirates friendly, but you may not wish that kind of situation. So this is one of the methods that I use personally, which appears to work, and allows me to be able to capture a friendly ship, a friendly faction ship, without losing any faction points. Today on the stream we also have our good friend Baron G-Rock, who is going to making his own comments on what's going on, and hopefully everything will turn out just about fine. So without further ado, let's go find a friendly faction ship.
Hello everybody.
So what we got here is a standard pod. I literally just spawned it in. There's nothing special. I haven't given myself any particular privileges. We're running completely vanilla. No questions asked. It'll just work. But where? Oh, there's a pirate mayday down over there somewhere.
Don't do it.
No, I don't want the mayday. I want some friendlies. All right. We're actually not too far. Is that the alien planet or is that Earth? Well, there's an easy way to find out. When spawning in a new world, we can just go into the GPS and go new GPS. That puts the coordinates at 000. That's where Earth is, almost always. So that is Earth right there. Awkward, but fine, I guess. So what we're going to be doing is just loop around the moon a little bit, look around. Hopefully we'll find somebody that will be friendly to us, and then we're going to go grab them. One thing that for this video, for the purpose of this video, I've turned progression off. Everything else seems to be just about the same. What I'll do while we're waiting is we're going to go catch some resources out of one of these asteroids. Because I'll need to make a couple of components to be able to grab the ships that we're interested in. Hopefully one won't take too long and it will just appear. Honestly though.
Now along with this, there are some mods that are also out there, but what Mesrum is going to be showcasing here is going to be the truly vanilla way of doing it. So as he said, this is a pure vanilla world, no mods, no real scripts either, correct?
I did enable scripts, but I'm not going to be using them. The only reason I enable scripts is that, for example, if I wanted to have some kind of LiDAR that allows me to be able to see the distances between objects, I could craft one and set it up. It would literally just work for our purposes. So while we wait, the first thing I'm going to do is take some of this lovely rock, not the G-Rock, that's a different story, and we will make our components that we need that we require for our thieveries. Let's see how far am I from this thing.
It's not called thievery, it's called acquisitions.
Reappropriation of goods. Absolutely.
Goods and services.
This looks like a nice flat surface. Alright. So we actually do have some oxygen in here. I don't want to lose it, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell the ship to depressurize. It's probably not going to depressurize because it doesn't have enough room to be able to do so. So we're going to wind up losing all this extra pressure, but that's okay. It's minor amounts. So the first things we're going to do is we're going to remove this. There we go. Goodbye section. And we're going to be doing a little bit of mining. As usual, I'm mining in space, so I can hold down F while I mine. It's it's not as good as auto pickup, but it prevents loss of a lot of different resources. Although you know you will still see rocks floating around, but better than nothing.
Gabe will clean it up. It'll be okay.
Yeah, that's how it always works. Now you may have noticed that I've just done 100 units. Like press it once and it does 1 unit. Hold Shift, it'll do 100 units. Hold Control, it'll do 10. Hold Shift Control, it'll do 1,000. So you could queue up a whole bunch of stuff very rapidly without having to worry too much. Jirak, I'm assuming that you're going to help out by checking to see if any wonderful ships are spawning in the area.
I don't see any.
Well, this kind of
I see rock. I see rocks and drilling.
And sparks.
Thunderbolts and lightning, very, very frightening.
Mamma mia, mamma mia. Mamma mia, let me go?
No.
But Beelzebub had a double put aside for me.
Oh, okay, well. What you get for having it on label, alright.
There we go. So what we're going to be requesting now is enough components to be able to make a drill. Now, the drill is going to require long steel tubes. So in order to make those, we're going to have to make a basic, at least a basic assembly. Mm-hmm. We don't actually have to. I mean, I could just be a cheeky person and grab one from, let's say, this thruster over here. He's got large steel tubes. So that's actually probably what I'm going to do. I'm just going to steal the steel tube.
Inventory full.
Yes, yes, the inventory is full. Thank you very much. Tube. No, that's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for a drill. What am I looking for? Tube.
You're very good. You got it on your hotbar already.
There we go. So I can put. I can grab a little tiny bit. There we go. The tube has been grabbed. So I can put this back. And then all the components for the thruster can go right back in. So, at least the thruster components. Ooh, a space part. That was SPR2 only, though. 9 kilometers. Not sure I want to go there.
So far away.
Alright, let's grab some more rock. We're going to need it. And like an idiot, I guess I took the drill out of my...
You do that all the time.
It's one of those few things that I wish that Keen would consider. Like, lock tools in place in their own little section, and that's the end of that. Or just lock.
True story.
You know. So what do you guys want to do? Lock the tools in place. There you go. I would be happy. There are mods out there which actually modify the way it works. Like, for example, you can have one slot which is dedicated for the tools, and you just use your mouse wheel to flip between them, or a keyboard combination, or something along those lines. And that allows you to have, like, switch between the drill and the welder, and so on and so forth. Is it worth it? Honestly, I'm not going to rate mods in a particular stream because it's, first of all, it's on the stream. It's a vid.
Yeah.
Second of all,
yeah,
yeah.
We'll save that for another time.
Absolutely.
And with mods, your mileage may vary.
Not by a little, by a lot.
One of my buddies uses on the TTRPG stuff. That's one of his big things he always says. He goes, well, this is what mine is, but your mileage may vary.
Absolutely. Yeah, there's a lot of things that this game is very good at, and the ability to have mods on it has expanded the playability of the game so much. So
Hmm.
G-Rock may have mentioned in some of his videos that there are hardcore settings that you can apply, and it's completely and entirely correct, assuming that once you play with a hardcore server, you may not wish to return to a standard server. It's just the way
This is
the
true.
game progresses, really. So I'm going to modify this kit a little bit. I got to remember, I am still running on batteries, so a basic refiner is going to help us no end. First of all,
You may want to also throw a
basic assembler.
well, a panel, or actually a one of those things.
Oh, one of them
This is
things.
stuff.
Oh, well, the non-stick version.
The solar panels.
Yeah.
The solar panel.
Just to be able to give myself a little bit of energy. Yeah, absolutely. Here we go.
The things with the stuff. You know what I meant.
The stuff with the things. Of course. I mean, how could I forget? So far, I still haven't seen any friendlies, huh? Get some light in here. I can't see jack.
I haven't seen any friendlies, any white, or any of the white beacons
Inventory
either.
full.
No, haven't, but it is still early, and the spawn mechanics may not activate itself anytime, you know, not within the time spectrum that I would hope. But that's why we're mining.
Inventory full.
Full.
Well, at least you didn't put Lucian on here at this time.
Yeah, it's another mod that we could talk about. Lucian the Ghost, is it?
Yes.
A
Yes.
fantastic voice, an amazing personality, a great character, but man, I don't know, just adding him as a voice, as a the AI telling you that the inventory is full is ridiculous.
It's amazing though.
It is very amazing, and at the same time, you wish that you could kill it, but you can't stop appreciating it.
And also, one thing I think we should also point out is that this is a PC version of the game, not a
Inventory
not
full.
Xbox side. So, if you're trying to do this within that within the Xbox, it may be slightly different. It shouldn't really be a whole lot different, but you know, like I said, it might be just a little bit different there for you. One thing to kind of keep in mind.
True. To the best of my knowledge, though, we should be relatively safe. The Xbox crossplay server, I host a variety of
Energy
servers,
low.
but the Xbox crossplay seems to work absolutely fine with it. So,
Okay.
just one of those little things.
Put the thruster components in the. I was
Container.
going to say you throw the in the container, then that way you can pull the rest of it. But
There's
That's
always
just me.
an option. Yeah. Just trying to make this thing work. Let's see. It requires how many steel tubes? Another 8. I might lose another thruster, but that's okay.
well, that or you can work on getting your assembler. Because I think everything you have, you can build within that.
Well, the basic assembler might not be able to operate with the things that require cobalt, but other than that, it should be okay. It is so quiet in space. No, I'm just gonna tear this guy. You're right. Tear it apart. Lose him completely.
Inventory full.
Yeah, yeah.
There we go.
I'm
Energy
hoping.
critical.
No, energy is critical. The reason the energy is greatly reduced right now is because we're in space. So, in order to keep the suit warm, it uses more energy. Science.
So warm and ugly.
Might as well just use the survival kit as is. Stock up on hydrogen, oxygen, you know, all the gens.
I mean, you can always grab the 2 bottles out of the tank too, but
I don't think I need these doors.
nah.
Why would I want some doors? It's light. I mean, come on.
Doors?
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 Light?
You don't need no stinking doors.
Stinking doors?
Why don't you use it to build your other stuff?
No, I'm working on it.
I know. I'm impatient.
Keep talking like that, you'll become an impatient at the hospital.
Yay!
So all that stuff is in there now. This has got some metal. I still need those tubes, but that's okay. If I go through here and I look at the cargo container, I can actually move stuff directly into that without a problem. Alright, let's mine some more.
Also, once you get that assembler up and running, you'll be able to pull some of that other stuff apart to get stuff that you need too.
The only parts that I absolutely require
By the launch too.
Inventory full.
no, I meant for the actual operation that I'm going to be doing is the computers and steel plates. That's all I really need.
True.
But we're going to be because we're just waiting on things to spawn, to appear. We'll just progress that way for now, and hopefully we'll get
Inventory full.
somewhere soon.
Yeah, sometimes symmetry is you do kind of throw that out just for the simple fact of
Energy low.
you know you just kind of have to get stuff started, and then once you get your base set up and whatnot, then you can work on symmetry.
True, but who wants a symmetrical ship? I mean, they're so ugly.
You would be surprised. I typically I've typically started doing asymmetrical designs anyway, just kind of break it up a little bit.
Mm-hmm. No.
Of course, most of the time when I build things, it becomes the brick, but that's beside the point.
You and the flying brick.
You leave the blue meanie alone!
Since when do Nike shoes fly to space? The boxes, that is.
It'll happen one day. I'm sure of it.
And pigs will fly. We're not doing too bad here. I mean, we got a good collection of stone going. Get some more steel plates. So, I think we got all the steel plates we really need. I'm going to take 12 of those back. I'm going to go over here. Put the plates into that. Take the computer. No! Too much. Never mind. Try it again. Double tapping on the left click locks it into place for welding
Energy critical.
or grinding. But it's not what I wanted at all. Never mind.
You're fine.
I'm
You
losing the
need,
will
you
to
need
live.
you need Ingergy.
Ingergy. Well, so far, Earth is out there at 132 kilometers. We got our 9.7 kilometers.
Signal.
Yeah, well, we know that that unknown signal is a space part because it's red. So here we go. Now we have energy. I don't.
Yeah, but you got the unknown. That unknown signal isn't red; it's green.
Oh, the unknown, yeah.
It's a
But
drop.
I meant the red signal. But yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I was like, what?
Well, the red one, we don't know what it is. But I mean, we could.
It's a Mayday.
It's some kind of mayday, yeah. Or it's a vulture ship that wants to kill us. Let's see, I've got 11 minutes to go 2 kilometers. So, once again, when flying, turn off the dampeners. Let it coast at 110 meters per second while your character gets there. Default key is Z. And once we get close enough, you can just go pop. Wow, I went really close to it. I was actually risking death. Okay, this guy here, he's got a thruster on him. So if I get too close, he'll move. So what I'm doing is I'm going to line myself up with the button, and I'm going to get real close, and I'm just going to go push, and it turns the entire ship off. And I got a terracotta suit. Nice.
That's a new one. I haven't seen that one.
I got a couple of those. Alright, so we got some money and some thruster components, and now we're going to grind the living crap out of everything.
Oh, it's got a thruster on it, which means that it has large tube.
One large steel tube, yeah.
Hey,
Better than nothing.
exactly.
This is one of the more advanced ones. It's usually, because they make you kind of, hunt them down, it takes longer to get them, so therefore they'll give you something a little bit more tasty, like the terracotta suit, for example, which probably sells about for 5 cents on the workshop. Yeah, if you get a lot of these suit components, you can actually make a little bit of money off of it on Steam.
Yeah. Except if you get like 30 badger suits, you won't make any.
Well, they'll still sell for a couple of cents. If you get a cent for them, hey, it's a cent you don't have to use towards your next game.
True.
Alright, respawn pods 2 kilometers in that direction. Rule number 1 of flying towards an asteroid: never aim straight for it with a ship or anything, because you may not stop as fast as you think you can. Take the little rock there. We'll weld it here and there. There's another thruster component. Fantastic. Now these guys. Motors, computers, displays, and computers. Yeah, good, good, good. We're getting there slowly.
Yes.
Yes, master.
Excellent.
Mm-hmm. And still, no friendly ships. How ugly is that?
Look at that. Usually with your luck, usually there's like 5 or 6 of them that just pop up.
My luck is mileage may vary. It's like when I play Scum with some of my friends. They go, "We need a vehicle," and I go, "All right, I'm just gonna go into this town and do a little bit of looting." Oh, by the way, there's 5 cars here. And they go, "What?" You bastard! How'd you do that?
Mm-hmm. Motors and displays. I thought you put the displays in.
Put a display in.
Okay.
It's an unfortunate side effect, you know. Also, when mining, try to keep everything in a hole. That way,
Inventory
and you can
full.
see the debris that you mine in space stays in the hole and doesn't go flying everywhere. You can pick it up easily. Just little tips and tricks. What's production sound? Alright, build that. Build those. No, you don't need to build those. I got loads of those. Give me these motors that we require. Actually, all it needs is steel plates. I don't need all those steel plates. Damn it. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the steel plates, I'm going to put them away, weld that guy up, because all I need is steel tubes out of him. Take the plates back, because I need them for something else, on the motors. And put them into... Is it this guy? The basic refiner is going to start working for us in a bit. This guy needs a lot of stuff. So, actually, can I steal the 20 steel plates out of that? Yeah, I need some more than that. Alright, so what I'm going to do
Energy low.
is cry about the fact that I've run out of energy again. Alright, I'm going to empty my build planner. So the first thing is new build planner. Adding all the items into it. Now let's go here, look at the production line. It says make steel plates. That's not what I need. So I'm going to say inventory. I'm going to say add the component and make that. So I can't make that one component that you're asking, but everything else I can. Alright, good. So we're going to go mine some more. Yes.
And don't forget to sing the song of the people that are digging, which is Diggy Diggy Hole.
I'll let you do that, actually, if that's alright.
No, no, I don't want you to get copyright stricken.
Oh no! I was going to say, drill me like one of your French girls. But no.
No.
That doesn't work either, does it?
No.
Once we get this thing all sorted out, I'm going to take all the components. Yes. Put them into here. What's it actually crafting? So it's still going through the stone, which is fine. Oh, we got interior plates. Now, did I need those for anything? I don't think I did. I'm going to pull them out.
No?
Along with the girders.
So. Oh,
Energy critical.
Oh yes, I know. Energy is critical. Woohoo! Yeah, being in space does consume a lot of energy.
yeah.
So what do we got around here? Anything? Anything at all? Nothing.
Not really. I'm watching the signals and I haven't seen anything.
There is a way to make the a standard server populate more, you know, like the but that requires a little bit of modification, as this is a completely vanilla setup. Aside from the scripts and the progression that Vanilla means no scripts, means progression enabled. I change those around, but it's for a
Inventory
convenience thing,
full.
nothing else.
True.
Computers. I was wondering about those. Alright, so you need motors. You've got 5 motors. This guy's got no motors. How many motors do you have? 5. Take the 5. I'll take the 5. Bam! Bam, bam, bam. That guy up and running. That's right. So that'll reduce our time, because what'll happen is that now I will go to this guy there. Production, remove the ingots. I just want those guys being produced for now. So that means that every time I put the stone back into the ship now, it'll go to the small basic, well, to the basic refinery. The basic refinery will be a lot more efficient, both in time, energy, speed, and everything else, rather than that survival kit. I should find an exit around. There it is. Excuse me, sir. So if I go here, I go take the stone and put it straight into the cargo container. The small refiner should pull it straight out, allowing the steel plates to be produced, which we want, for this guy. Perfect. You don't deserve anything. Get some more box. Now, G-Rock and I have played this game extensively for years.
Mm-hmm.
It's that mildly putting it. How long have you been playing this game for, G-Rock? Forever.
Yes.
The correct answer is yes. 10 motors required.
Yeah, I still don't have you on hours though.
No, I got this game like the same month it came out.
I've got about 1,500 hours in. But I think that with mine though, I think my 1,500 have actually been well more productive than what the normal has been. Just with the group of people I've played with.
Hey, did you just call me a has-been?
No.
Okay, good. Just making sure. It's just like the has-been.
I mean, well, I mean, between you, Thuckton, Scally, everyone else. I mean, I learned a that would have taken most folks a lot longer to kind of figure out.
I mean, completely understandable. Come on, let's get some more parts in there. Gotta coerce this thing into working. Now we can make the large steel tubes.
Yay! And then you can just drill all day long.
The drilly hole. Alright. So I need 3 steel tubes. Alright. So we're going to ask that of our good friend, So the first thing we're going to do is go over to the basic assembler, go to the disassembler, and I'm going to say, get rid of that, get rid of those, that, those, that, those, that. No, that. Oh no, I'm going to get rid of that too. So we're asking it to deconstruct everything that we don't require, so it'll produce whatever we need later. So
the other thing is that the second step to that is going to because we don't really need anything out of the kit anymore, so we're going to go and
Energy
kill everything
critical.
that's in there too. That's actually set for production
Absolutely.
out of the survival kit.
I mean, the survival kit right now is producing other components that we require, like the motors that I needed. So the only thing that's remaining now is the steel tubes. I mean, still making the plates that to reinforce the drills so that in case of damage.
True.
I'm pretty careful with that kind of stuff anyway. Survival kit, no, basic assembly. Okay, that's run out of those. Get those guys out. How many do we have? These? 2, okay. 16 of those, that's alright as well. Those are all leftover components from the doors that we dismantled and maybe some of the lights.
Mm-hmm.
This is that window. So
I'd like to call that like professional iron.
girders.
Yeah, that's all iron.
It's all recycled. To be honest, I don't see any games that are as green as Space Engineers. Absolutely everything can be recycled.
Yeah, but you're also destroying most of the ecosystems, and then yeah, so it's like
I don't know. I mean, really? Am I destroying the ecosystems?
strip
1, 2,
mine.
3. You say that, but there's literally no life on these places. I'm out of energy. How am I not dying?
Are you in?
I shouldn't be. No, I'm not creative. Nah. I'm
It
not
may
gonna-
have just run. It may have just run out. Also,
True. We'll grab an oxygen bottle and let the regular bottle. Alright, so there we go. The drill's complete. Which means that now I can take the drill, put them into my block tools. There it is. Right click on it. Now I can go click, whack, and drill, and I can grab whatever supplies we need. Because this thing will massively increase our production of, you know, there we go. He's doing it. Now, one thing that I do is I'll press the I while holding the left mouse button down, let go of the left mouse button, and you can see it still drills. That also works for the right-click drilling, allowing you to
and the
yeah,
and the grinders too.
and the grinders. So that allows it to so that you can continue working. And the moment you leave the chair, it stops because obviously you're not there. So I'm going to take this, keep drilling. All right. So what do we got in here? 25 cast stone in a small cargo container. It's pretty good. Survival kit is full of stone anyway, but we're just back away. Yeah, no. It's just like, yeah, you go back in. So we're almost full on stone, which is fantastic, which means that I can actually repair that rear thruster that we removed. There's that SPRT. We don't care about him. So I'm going to stop the drill now. You'll always see that as I play, I'll turn off the dampeners because I just don't like wasting fuel. And as per my previous video, you'll know that when you're leaving orbit, you want to be able to feather the controls of the of your ship so that you don't waste a lot of thrusters fuel. Here we go. I mean, I think going towards the moon might be a good idea.
Yeah, get some ice.
Just some regular travel. Alright, so while we're still in the seat, I'm going to go to the production, go to the basic assembler. I'm going to say, make me 100 of those and 100 of those. The actual ratio, I think, is 3 and 3, so that make a whole bunch of them. I'm going to ask for another 100 just in case. So what we're going to be making is cameras. Now, you would say, why do I need 100 cameras? Well, I don't need 100 of them, but I'll need enough cameras to put onto the ship so that when I need to grab another ship, it'll all work together. Now, if I go into the production, I can also go and say no, this is a basic assembly. With the regular assembly, you can actually go and search the blueprints and say, I want to build this block, and it'll go, okay, I know the recipe, I know the components you need, and it creates everything for you. That's a pretty good speed. Now, what we're going to do, just for demonstration purposes, I'm going to use the admin screen and I'm going to show you what actually is around entity list. So we got some debris, we got a miner, we got an encounter, we got this container, which is the actual those unknown signals. There's an orbital station, fantastic. That's us. Then there's a Stingray, which is all screwed up. That's fine. And these orbital stations around the moon. Okay, so nothing has actually spawned the things that we really want. To get that menu, it's Alt F10 if you have administrative privileges. And when I switched over to a different, for example, this thing, in order to switch back, F6 switches up. Once you escape out of the menu, F6 goes back to your ship. I see nothing.
I see ice and penguins.
Let's get ourselves some real air.
It's starting to get a little low on that energy too there.
12 hours? I also have a hydrogen engine I could turn on for a while.
Oh, that's true too. I forgot about that. I forgot that I had the hydrogen engine.
I don't really like using it because it actually uses a lot of fuel for what it gives you.
Yeah.
But I like to breathe more than I like to fly. Funny that. It is very pretty looking at the moon like this. This thing doesn't have a parachute. Ah! A beacon. Oh, wait, that's that station, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Wait.
if we hang around...
Wait, maybe not. Actually, maybe
no, it
not.
says beacon, so it's going to be the station.
Oh, okay.
But there are actual ships that will go towards the beacon as if they're doing a cargo run or something like that, and they'll get to the beacon and then they'll turn around and go away as if they were finished. Alright, now here's an interesting thing. Looking at the screen, right, we have this wonderful little console, and we can see we're sliding by looking at the moon. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to modify the flight seat so it gives us what is called a script, and the script is going to be the artificial horizon. There we go. Now, why? Artificial horizon gives us this little arrow, right? If I apply enough thrust in the right direction, I should see a nav ball appearing soon. there's the nav ball. Alright. So if I get the nav ball on top of the arrow, there we go. Then that is the direction the ship is flying. It makes it very simple to be able to find. Now you see the nav ball is dropping, so I got to give some thrust to be able to go above it. The reason behind it is because the moon's gravity has caught us. But shouldn't
There's
be
a big bad.
problem.
What do we got there? I see red.
It's a beacon. So it's probably a space station of the space pirates. Gravity's important. Fun fact, inside a space station bubbles, you can't receive any damage on your ship. I mean, if you open your helmet there and you die, that's your problem. Nothing's going to save you from that. So, if I keep that arrow, the nav ball on the arrow,
And you're doing this with no dampeners also.
oh yeah, that's right. Well, I'm used to it. But that... So I'm doing this so that the ship will actually continue progression. Now, if people like to fly with dampeners, what you can do to simulate what I do without the dampeners, you can actually just turn off the thrusters that would stop you, and the ship will glide forward. It'll keep the other thrusters to keep you at the same altitude, obviously, but anything to make it go forward, if you turn those to make it go backwards, to stop it, in other words. I'm not even going to bother stopping here. I'm just going to go and smash right into it.
Boing.
Yeah, well, as I said, once you're inside the bubble, there is no damage. So that's another beacon over there. So these are trade stations. Trade stations are absolutely fantastic. You can go in there, sell all your excess crap that you don't like, if they'll take it, and then you can buy some interesting items in there if they have them. They're vanilla, so they're okay to have. Some of the servers that I've played on, like some of them had no asteroids, which means no asteroid means no uranium, which means no fuel for your ship. If it uses uranium. So what you would have to do is go to these stations to purchase it, making things very expensive. You can buy ships, you can buy all sorts of different components. There's that other station over there. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4 stations in the area. That's pretty brilliant, actually.
Well, 3 good ones, 1 not so good.
Well, the not so good one is okay as well. The reason I say is okay because if you piss off enough people because we screw up our faction with these other corporations, well, then we could go do some shopping over there as well. And if we really piss off everybody else and get a lot of points with the pirates, we'll get good deals, right?
They still shoot you though.
Stations don't have any weaponry. Oh, you mean shooting as in like space pirate ships? If you're friendly with them, they won't shoot you.
Sometimes they'll still shoot at you and make you go boom.
Depends if we're running with the modular encounter spawner, because those guys don't care. Because it's the modular encounter spawner which makes the guns target you manually. So you can be as friendly as you
forth!
Yeah.
It's like, bring forth the Reavers! No!
Not the orcs. Orcs, reavers, and what are the other guys?
I don't remember. It's been a while.
Well, whatever they are, they're really annoying.
Then if you throw additional mods on there too, then it becomes even more crazy.
chugging along, waiting for a friendly faction ship. I could slap on here a jump drive. That would, and just go out far away from everybody else.
Yeah. But you're going to have to find platinum and all that stuff, too. What did I miss?
Nothing. It's just that the other station appeared. It disappeared off the main screen, so the indicator to say where it was changed.
Ah, okay.
Making my life incredibly annoying. Now I'll turn on the dampeners for a little bit just to be able to do course corrections. You can see the thrusters going now. That once the thrusters stop thrusting, I can go and turn them back off, the dampeners, and just float in the direction I want. Now this is a nice thing, is I can even turn the ship off and make it nice and quiet, and none of the thrusters are running, and it's just like
It saves all the power.
There is that, yes, absolutely. But obviously I've got no control. I'm moving my mouse right now and nothing's happening because the gyroscopes are off. Or gyroscope. I think I only have one on this ship. And it should be right there, the red thing.
But that was on the planet. It looks like it's actually in orbit. That's weird. Usually you only have like one or two in the orbit of the moon orbit. You got 3.
4. Remember, that guy too.
Well, yeah. I don't count him
because we don't like him.
No.
He doesn't like you either.
Things happen.
Mm. Let's see what's around in the area. All the other stuff was despawned. Yeah. So we got 5 stations. Look at that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We got the Rolexes, the Royal Excavators, Rosals. So there's actually 5 stations around. I only saw 4.
Well, there's probably one around Earth.
Or possibly it's just on the far end somewhere.
True. Are we heading out toward Mars, or?
Well, the logic behind it would be that if we travel far enough away, obviously the stations are still going to be there, but they're going to be removed from our view. So the server will remove them, but it'll re-add them when we get close enough. And then what'll happen is should start spawning other junk. So distance would prevail. So
much later.
Whoa, we got a private sale.
Ooh.
That's it. That's ours.
Here we go.
Oh wait, I still need the components.
Yeah.
So we only have a few seconds to be able to do what I need to do. So that's full. But, now the other thing I need to do is we're going to be using merge blocks. I'm going to need 2 of these guys. I'm going to put them into my build planner, fire that out, put that also into my store, and go like this, and say produce. So they're going to be making. Now we're going to go to the private sale.
Hopefully that
Sorry, hopefully that what?
no, I was looking at your hydrogen. It just went away.
Yeah. The reason it went away is because that guy's on.
Yeah, but hopefully that drone that was following you is not following you anymore.
We can take a look. I don't think he is. I don't see him.
Wait!
We got far enough away that he despawned, or he collided so damn hard against an asteroid it completely destroyed it himself.
Or he ran out of power.
Ran out of power, he'd still be on the map though. I think he just.
Uh-oh, it's getting away. It's getting away.
What's getting away?
The sail.
No, it's not getting away. It doesn't have a choice.
Chasing it.
We're going to catch up with it. The refineries should have done its job. We should have enough components. What's that? Enough Mayday. Now, the private sale's got a couple components on it which I don't like. The first one is the auto pilot, the remote control. Now, that causes no end of problems. Which means that once we link up, we're stuck to the private sale where it wants to go, not where I want to go. So I'm going to have to go and disable it. But the way we're going to do it is very simple. We're going to get the merge block onto the private sale, put it onto our ship as well, and link the 2 ships. Then I'm going to start adding cameras to my ship until it's able to override the amount of data that the private sale has. So each component with a computer counts towards the final count of ownership blocks. We overshot.
It's doing its maneuvers.
I'm doing my maneuvers. Detection range, blah blah blah. Perfect. Nice thing, he's going in a straight line, which is fine by me. We're getting a little bit closer. So he's probably going about, let's say, 25 meters per second. That's about right. Okay.
Give or take.
So I'm going to take the merge blocks. There we go. And we'll take some steel plates as well. I'm going to dump this there. I don't care. We're going to put the merge block up here.
Inventory full.
No, come back, come back. Gotcha. Uh-huh. Alt Z allows me to keep my speed relative to the ship that I'm targeting. First, our merge block. Ship's still 172 meters away. Alt Z on this guy. He's not going to like it, but I'm going to put a merge block right about there. So far, nothing bad has happened.
Yeah.
Whoa! He stopped. Adding the merge block made him stop. That's not good. Let's get our ship back. That's one of the things that's why I also wasn't looking at where is it? 500 meters away. Sometimes the ships will stop when you add a block to them because they're just on free float. They don't know what the heck is going on. But that's okay too.
This is where it gets delicate.
Linked up. So we've linked up to the ship. Here we go. Now he's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 blocks at least. So as a test, we know that this faction here is known as SOCOM, right? Or SOCOM, or whatever they're called. No, that's the wrong button. So if I go to factions, our points are 0. Okay? If I test a grind, I should probably lose some points. Dropped 1 point. Okay? That means that he has more components than I do. So what we're going to do is we're going to find those computers that I made earlier. I'm going to add cameras. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's 5 cameras, the 2 blocks, that's 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 blocks. In theory, that should be enough. Oh, the door, that's right. Now let's see what happens if I grind a little more. Oh look, nothing. So I'm now not losing any faction points. As a matter of fact, now if I weld it back up, it belongs to me, which increases the amount of... I don't even have to destroy this ship. I can just... Remember I wanted some solar panels?
You got all of the solar panels.
Alright, so as long as I get it below the hack line, I'm going to hack it, and now it's going to belong to me. I mean, if you really wanted to, you could take just a whole bunch of cameras and just go onto an enemy ship and just slap the crap load of it. This is only cameras, but this is only useful when you're trying to retain the faction points, right? So that, for example, I decide to take another sovereign ship, and they'll go, "Oh, can I have another sovereign ship?" And you will try to get close to it, and if you don't have the faction points, it'll shoot at you, right? Well, in this case, it's not going to happen, is it? So I only lost 1 point, and I knew I was going to lose it because I didn't have enough cameras on. But easy peasy. Absolutely easy as heck.
I wonder what they were carrying.
We're going to find out. Because now that it belongs to us... metal grids and construction components. I mean, really? That's really poor, isn't it? But if when grinding
solar
the ship,
panels were worth it.
yeah,
solar panels were worth it.
absolutely. But when grinding the ship, if you're not careful and you disconnect a piece that doesn't belong to you, you will start losing faction points again. So, for example, if that piece didn't belong to me and I cut the 2 solar panels here and decided to cut that one, I'd start losing all the points. Not fun. Here's their antenna.
Inventory full.
I know the inventory is full. Thank you very much. I don't even need to go all the way. Should be 8. There's the gyroscope.
Inventory full.
There's the beacon. Forgot about the beacon, actually. That's probably the when I did the initial count, one of the things I forgot.
Inventory full.
Yeah. Unfortunately, if you lose faction points with the corporations, the only way to get it back is to, well, you got to go trading with them. Every time you trade, you get a little faction points back. You got to do the, it's not just trading, you got to do the missions for them.
Low.
If you don't do the missions, you lose all the points, and it becomes difficult to play, really. I guess this one didn't have a autopilot remote control. Otherwise, it would have kept on going. Oh, they have weapons though and tools. That one's got nothing. So there we have it. Once again, if you have any comments you wish to add, anything that you think that I might have forgotten or something that I got wrong, please let me know. And let me know what you think about it.
And don't forget to like and subscribe.
If you want. If you don't want, just favorite it, I guess, somewhere, and just don't let me know about it, so I'll be sad for the rest of time. You know. Anyway, once again, thank you very much for being with me here today, and thank you for G-Rock's inputs as well. It's been lovely, and have a great, wonderful time, and see you next time, guys.
Bye, everybody.